Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. I welcome ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here today. I also would like to acknowledge and respect the traditional custodians of this land, whose ancestral lands we're meeting on today, and that I respect their spiritual connection with their country. I'd also like to acknowledge Isabel Redman, Leader of the Opposition, and Ferguson, Mayor of Mount Barker and Chair of the RDA Adelaide Hills, Fleurieu and KI. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Li Yangling and the delegates from the Shanghai Women's Federation. A big welcome to you here today. I would also like to welcome mayors and other councillors, and also acknowledge Heather Webster, Chair of the Weaving Connections Organising Committee. And welcome to all of you here today. Thank you so much for the opportunity to address you today. I wanted to talk a little bit about innovative leadership and the use of innovative thinking, and the leadership, the type of leadership that supports that. It's the key to finding what's new, what's better, and what's next. A leader's failure to walk the talk, especially, is conspicuous if that leader fails to make good on his or her talk about innovation. And often we see people talk about innovation, but it ends there. It's really all talk and not much else. Rather than thinking of innovation as a value or an end goal, it's most useful to think about it as a best process to actually solve problems or take advantage of complex opportunities. And although many organisations are trying to focus on innovation, few, I think, are successful at it. One of the main reasons they tend not to reach their goal is that their failure to develop a formal plan that addresses innovation really head on, and a plan that's actually budgeted and resourced before it's attempted to be implemented. And it may sound obvious, but you can't expect your team to be innovative if they don't actually know which direction to take. It's no point just saying to your team, go out and be innovative. You know, it's not going to happen, or rarely will that be enough. Innovation has to have a purpose, and it's up to the leader to set a course that will give a clear direction to the future, or for the future. And it's only by creating a tailored plan and implementing it rigorously that a leader can create an organisation where innovation is systemic throughout that organisation. A plan gives focus and structure to innovation efforts, and it provides a long-term view, which I think is required if you're going to be successful. Innovative thinking is a crucial addition to traditional business planning, and allows you to bring new ideas and energy to your role as leader and to help solve your challenges. It's another tool in the toolkit, so to speak. It also paves the way to bring change and, as I said, success to your organisation. An innovative approach to leadership brings new thinking and actions to how you lead and manage and how you actually go about your work. It helps you to answer questions like how you can reimagine or redesign your role to meet the challenges you and your organisations face. What can you do to break open entrenched, intractable problems? How can you be agile and quick in the absence of information or predictability? Innovative leaders constantly preach the need for change, and they must replace the comfort of complacency with the hunger for ambition. They know and explain that while trying new ventures are risky, standing still is far more riskier. To do nothing really, in effect, means that your organisation is going to go backwards. They must paint a picture that shows an appealing future that is worth actually taking risks for. An innovative leader encourages a culture of experimentation. To be truly agile, you must give people the freedom to innovate, the freedom to experiment, and the freedom to actually succeed. That means that you must also give them the freedom to make mistakes or to fail. and you must accept that each failure is actually a step along the road to success. To achieve radical innovation, you have to challenge all the assumptions that govern how things look in your environment. Business is rife with opportunity for the lateral thinker who can create a new way of providing goods and services that customers want. So start by focusing on the things that you want to change and the most important challenges you face, and be passionate about overcoming them. If you want to inspire people to innovate, to change the way they do things and to achieve extraordinary results, then you have to be passionate about what you believe in and have to communicate that passionate in every thing that you do and in everything that you say. So it needs to be constantly reinforced. And this is something I employ in many of my areas of responsibility, but in particular in relation to the status of women. As Minister for Status of Women, I want to ensure that all women are given an opportunity to participate as leaders in any field that they choose, be it government, business, or their local communities. And it will come as no surprise to you that women are Australia's untapped resource. We comprise of more than half the population, yet we remain underrepresented in many areas and still underpaid in many areas. The wage gap, unfortunately, is continuing to widen. That's similar work of similar value being paid at different levels. I think it's about an 18% wage gap between men and women doing similar work. So this is despite the fact that women are increasingly well educated. In fact, we're better educated than men now. In Australia and throughout the world, the business case for gender balance is simple. Companies that recruit, retain and advance women will benefit, and employers that focus on diversity will be better positioned to tap into an increasingly educated and skilled workforce, and that or segment of the workforce, and that's women. It's now widely accepted that the diverse knowledge and expertise of women can improve the financial performance of an organisation and contribute to the effectiveness of decisions and policies within that organisation. Recent studies have clearly shown that companies with 3 or more women in senior management perform better than companies with no women in senior positions. Diverse views, I think, promote creativity and innovation, as well as encourage greater diligence in decision making and risk management. Here in South Australia, we've frequently been the first state in Australia to introduce a number of positive reforms, including historically the right to vote. We were the first state, and I think 4th in the world, to do so. We overhauled, in recent years, we've radically overhauled legislation that's of particular importance to women, and that includes in the areas of equal opportunity, rape and sexual assault, and also in legislation addressing domestic violence. Building on these achievements, the South Australian Government is committed to enabling women to reach their potential as leaders in every field. So now in South Australia, women comprise of, and I know that we still have a long way to go, so we won't be happy until it's at least 50%, but nevertheless we have achieved a great deal and we should acknowledge and celebrate each milestone along the way. So currently women comprise of 27% of elected local government representatives, and that's been steadily increasing. We comprise of 30% of South Australian parliamentarians, 25% of the South Australian Cabinet are women, and for the first time in South Australia we have a woman speaker in the House of Representatives, and of course we also have a female leader of the opposition, Isabel Redman, which is a great achievement. As a government, we've used South Australia's strategic plan to set ourselves a number of gender balance targets. So enshrined in our goals, in our strategic plan, that I should say, by enshrining these specific targets in our state strategic plan, it forces us and our efforts to be publicly accountable and transparent. So one of our approaches has been, in helping women in leadership position, has been to give as many talented women and capable women as possible increased board experience, board and chairing experience. So one of our main goals in our strategic plan is to achieve a 50% representation of women on state government boards and committees by 2014. And we now hold 46% of all positions on government boards are women. So we've still got a way to go, but that's come from a base when we took government of about 34%, so that's been a significant achievement. And also in terms of chairing positions, again, it's a 50% target. We're not doing quite as well. We've hit 37% women in our chairs, and that's up from 24%. So this represents a considerable number of women who are gaining very valuable board experience, and I'm absolutely convinced that if we had not enshrined those gender targets in our strategic plan and made government and our chief executives and our agencies accountable for achieving them, we would never have achieved those figures that we have today. I'm absolutely sure they would be much lower than that. Another key initiative developed to help meet this target is our Premier's Women's Directory, and that's an online resource containing the CVs of women who want to serve on boards and committees, and there are currently more than 800 women on our Premier's Women's Directory, and agencies go to that when they're looking for women to select for their boards. And not only that, now the private sector also heavily uses that database. So I would encourage you all to consider registering on that directory.